to draw your attention to the production of noxious or toxic matter or vapors and dust. According to the local Fraser Valley Air Emissions Inventory Forecast and Backcast Executive Summary dated December 07, the Fraser Valley Regional District agrees that potential human effects of common air combatants, fine particulate matter of less than or equal to 2.5 microns, known as PM 2.5, can be breathed deep into the lungs, contain substances that are particularly harmful to human health. Scientific studies have linked these small particulates to premature death, aggravated asthma, acute respiratory symptoms, chronic bursitis. As well, they scatter light in the atmosphere and reduce visibility. Gravel dust, in particular, causes scoliosis from the silica dust of gravel. It is a disabling, non-reversible, and often fatal lung disease caused by inhaled crystalline silica. Now, PM 2.5 are about 1/25 the diameter of a human hair and remains in the air much longer than other particulates. They're capable of traveling for miles and pose a significant health risk by worsening asthma and other cardiovascular problems. Children in particular are susceptible to the fine dust. In Canada, the Canadian Environmental Protection Act lists any particulate matter of 10 microns or less is considered toxic. With gravel washing, it has an emission factor of 0.15 pounds of particulate per ton of product for 10 microns or less. If 742,000 tons per year of aggregate are mined, then the allowable emission, the annual emission, of PM10 particulates are 11 tons. 11 tons of this stuff is going to go into the air around us when we live here, where we have children breathing the air daily. Silica dust is a common from processing sand and gravel and is a known carcinogen. This stuff is going to be in the air constantly, with washing the gravel, just washing it. So what is the Fraser Valley Regional District going to promise us they will do to measure the silica dust and to enforce the levels? I can't understand why you're even considering this when you know that there are several children who live in this area and will be breathing in this air. We moved here with the idea of it being the wonder of living in the country, especially for our children. And yet we come here and we poison them knowingly? I would really like to know what you're going to do about measuring and enforcing the silica dust levels. Can anybody answer my question about what you're going to do about measuring the silica dust?
That's a really good question, and it is something that, in practical sense, how do you do it?
Ask the Canadian Environmental Agency. They know how.
Okay,
That's canisters.
So it's a good question. It's one of the things we can look at in the soil removal permit in a bit more detail, where the zoning bylaw really deals with the land use, and it's almost a yes or no kind of situation with the zoning bylaw. Does it allow the land use or not? So the soil removal permit, if the zoning was approved, the soil removal permit is a kind of a tool where we can include some more detailed conditions, such as dust attenuation measures. I know the applicants have put some in place. We can talk a little further about that. And so part of this meeting is to hear those kind of detailed concerns. And we can always go back and do something in the soil removal permit with some specifics. So that's the best I can do to answer
What
your
about
question.
enforcement? How many enforcement agents work out of the Fraser Valley Regional District?
Right,
They come to this area to measure noise and particularly from my perspective, dust.
Of course, and so what we do is, it's really important that if there's a solution here, it's a practical one, because in reality, measuring noise to within 1.3 decibels, or, I mean, what are the atmospheric conditions like at any given second of time? And, you know, how do you get someone from the regional district out there right away if there's some loud noise? So we have to collectively think in terms of practical measures, because realistically, when you get down to those levels of detail, it's really hard to enforce.